This little video is going to show you how to find some of your most important things to start the school year. So the first thing we need to talk about is logging in. So there's a username and a password. Username, this is going to be your graduation year, your first name, a period, and then your last name. So for example, if you're in 8th grade, it would say 25 first name dot last name. 7th grade, 26 first name dot last name. And then you keep working your way through. For your password, what you'll need to do is use your initials and then your student ID number. So my name is Sarah Bramer, so the initials I would use would be SB, and then I would type in my student ID number. Once you click login, it's going to say maybe trouble logging in, so then it might be a case of you need to slowly type in your password to make sure that there's no spelling mistakes in there, or typing mistakes, because we're talking numbers. So once you do a double check, we're going to close this. It might be helpful for you to save your password though. So looking at this, there are these different boxes. These are the names of the different classes that you're enrolled in. Right now, it's going to say that you are 0% complete. So that means that you would need to start working on those classes. After you finish your first lesson, it will be red if you're behind in your work. It will be yellow and green if you're doing what you need to be doing in those classes. You're going to see 4, 5, or 6 boxes in here, depending on how many classes you're in at a time. So when it's time for you to start working in a class, you can click on the box or you can click on next activity. It also lets you know what your grade is right here. And because I haven't started any classes yet, it says NA because it's not available. So I'm going to click next activity. What it does is it's going to open up my video right away. I can hit play if I want to, and it also lets me know how long the video it is. If I need anything done with it, maybe talking slower or faster, I can adjust that. If I want to highlight some things on the screen, I can adjust that too. The other thing to keep in mind is sometimes there will be extra boxes down here, and I would click those arrows to move ahead. You can't fast forward until you get through that activity. If it's helpful to get closed captioning, it's on there for you. If you want to adjust the volume, let's say I'm ready to leave this lesson. I'm going to click right up here in this little home. And then I'm back here, back at the beginning, back where I started. Now maybe I want to go into my next class. Instead of clicking next activity, this time I'm just going to click on the box. My screen looks a lot different. It shows me everything that I need to do to finish that lesson. The title of the next assignment is when you get to that blue bar. So everything I see here, these are all grayed out because I can't do them yet. I have to work in order. To help me out, this right here is only 4 minutes long. This activity, a little bit longer. It's 15 minutes. If I'm doing work and I want to maybe switch between classes, I can click up here and it can take me back to that home screen, or I can pick my other classes. If I look over here, there's a little e-notes button. If I want to make notes about this class, I can do that here. If I want to see how I'm doing in this class, it'll show me all of my grades in here to help keep track of. So let's go back to that home screen again, and I'm going to do that by clicking here and going back to the home screen. There are 2 other things that are going to be important for you. If your teacher has to give you a heads up on things, there's this little thing up here that looks like a bullhorn or a megaphone, or maybe you've never seen this symbol before. If I click on this, it pops up announcements. If your teachers need to send you announcements, that's where you'll find them. If you get an announcement, this will have a little number or it will change color up here. So let's talk about doing work with sending emails. This icon right up here is how you'll send an email. Now, when it comes to picking who it goes to, you're going to select recipient, because recipient means who's going to open that email and be able to read what you write. And you're going to need to find your teacher. They're sorted by their first name, so make sure you know your teacher's first name. Otherwise, you're going to have to read the whole name. So for example, I'm Miss Bramer, and my first name is Sarah. So I would have to go all the way down to the S's if I were a student, needing to email Miss Bramer as a teacher, and I would pick Sarah Bramer. Then with this, you are going to then type in your subject and you're going to type in your message. When you're ready, you're going to hit send. If you start sending a message and then you realize, no, wait, it now makes sense, I don't need to send that message, you can click cancel, or you can just X out the box. So those are some of the big pieces to give you a quick tour in Edgenuity and to help get you started. It's your job now to start working on your classes for today and be ready to go and be successful. Don't forget, check in with your teacher if you get stumped at any time with any of these activities.